over 300 bank robberies in Boston every year. Most of these professionals live in a 1 square mile neighborhood called Charlestown.
Hey guys, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Jake.
And this is Movie Matters. It's a new month, and it's Heist Month. It's going to be one of my favorite months of the year. And we're starting off with an absolute classic, The Town from 2010, directed by Ben Affleck, starring Ben Affleck. Jake, did we see this movie in theaters together?
I'm pretty sure we did. I was trying to remember, but I know we were both super pumped to see it, and then I'm pretty sure we saw it together, and we're just the whole time this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, because this came out right when college started for both of us.
Yeah.
And because this came out in September of 2010, and we just started college in August, obviously, and yeah, I remember seeing it in theaters and being like, that was awesome. And I've seen this movie, God, 10 times, 20 times. I've seen it so many times. I was obsessed with it, and copied it everywhere. Copied Ben Affleck's clothing. I was literally it was just such a cool movie to me. That's how movies and TV shows have been to me. It's I always want to, if I see this character and I like the way they are and their clothes, I'm like, ooh, I want that. So I started wearing track jackets a lot. And this movie was just so influential on me, and it was just the right type of movie. It's the epitome of a heist movie and the epitome of just a fun action movie.
Yeah.
And so, did you watching it this time? Did you look at it through a different lens or have any different feelings about it? Because I know you've obviously seen it a handful of times too.
Yeah, love this movie too. It's awesome. Like you said, it's a really great balance, I think, between the the romance drama, the action, and then I guess relationship drama, with all the other people that he's, connected with. And it's just a masterful movie. And hopefully one day we'll do Gone Baby Gone, which Affleck did before.
Have you seen
this. Yeah, me and you watched it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Together. Another absolutely phenomenal movie.
I haven't seen it in so long.
Which Gone Baby Gone, I think, bumped up Ben Affleck's credibility after it kind of tanked in the early 2000s or mid 2000s. But this really cemented him as a director, I think. And then he went on to do Argo, which he absolutely crushed it with. So yeah, I tried to pay a little bit more attention to the actual filmmaking and stuff this time around. And yeah, it's so well done, so well acted. Everybody in it is just top-notch performances. Particularly Jeremy Renner was so good. Watching it this time, I was like, holy shit! The I'm not going to jail psychopath he's just absolutely nails. And John Hamm is so fucking good in this too. I was really, really pleased that we're starting Heist Month off with this movie, because it's definitely deserved.
Yeah, this movie was this started the ascension of these actors. Specifically, you're saying, Jeremy Renner is awesome in this movie. He had The Hurt Locker before this in 2008, which he got nominated for an Oscar for. He got nominated for an Oscar for this movie, which was well-deserved. Then he was in The Avengers, so he started his run where he's just his huge trajectory upwards. And he's just so awesome in this movie. And Ben Affleck, speaking of him, you kind of mentioned he was very much hated in Hollywood.
He was toxic in to movies and for a long time.
Yeah, he was Hollywood poison, because he made basically him and the whole Jennifer Lopez thing back in the 2000s. They made like the movie Geely, which was horrible. Um, like, he just kept making bad movies, like Daredevil. Not everyone loves Daredevil. He
Yep.
made Geely, which is like one of the worst movies ever made. He made Paycheck, which I like. Paycheck. Have you ever seen Paycheck?
No.
It's a Philip K. It's based on a Philip K. Dick book. I thought it
Oh,
was
okay.
awesome. I haven't seen it in a while. It was one of those like blockbuster blind buys where it was like, $6, and I bought it and I was like, I'm going to check this out. And I watched it and I was like, this is awesome, because I remember he just wasn't like Jersey Girl didn't do well, like Surviving Christmas, Man About Town, like, and then he kind of like he wasn't a leading man anymore.
Yeah.
And he was in Smoking Aces, and he dies like really fast in that movie. And then he kind of just like was in like bit parts. He again wasn't a leading man, and then he directs Gone Baby Gone, and he's like, I can't put myself in it because I'm box office poison, basically. Like, I'm not a leading man anymore. So he put his brother in it, and then he's like,
Who
all
kills
right,
it, by the way?
kills it in that movie. And then he proves himself with that movie, and then he's like, all right, now I can make The Town and put myself in it. And that again starts his roller coaster of going back up. And I mean, he's made some stinkers here and there, in my opinion, but he's made some really great movies since then, for sure. But it's really cool to see that like this movie really made him come into his own as a director specifically. But I've
Yeah.
also like a lot of people hated him, and I remember growing up kind of watching him and being like, I still like him. He's still got that charisma and that great Hollywood actor face. And I just remember being like, he deserves better. Like, no joke. I was on his side the whole time. And I'm happy that he has made it in his career, had a resurgence. And I mean, albeit, I don't know if you've seen any, like, he hates tabloids and hates like people going into his personal life. The whole Jennifer Lopez thing, I mean, they had a resurgence, pun intended, and were basically married again. Or well, they like called off their engagement, I think, the first time in like the early 2000s, and then they got married and got divorced recently.
Yeah, something like that.
And I think he's just, personally, he's probably a hard person to deal with because he hates tabloids and publicity, and I feel like J-Lo is the complete opposite of that. And
Yeah.
also, like, he had a substance abuse problem, and I think there's just a lot more behind the scenes with him that's going on. But this movie made Zack Snyder want him to be Batman.
Yeah. Which I remember when they announced that he was going to be Batman, and people were like, it's doomed. Like, it's going to be like fucking horrible. He's going to ruin it. And like Batman vs Superman or not, I think everyone agrees that Ben Affleck is an awesome Batman.
Yes,
So
agreed.
Like, I think, yeah, he really nailed it there too. But yeah, for sure, like, you can see how this would have convinced Snyder that it's a good choice.
I mean, he's jacked in this movie too. Like,
Yeah, well, and like, this is, not that like he hadn't done serious movie roles, before, but like, this is like a very like drama heavy movie, and he just like blows it out of the water. So definitely showed his range of acting skill that may or may not have been showcased before. I haven't seen a lot of his early movies, but
oh really?
yeah.
I've seen a lot of his movies. Again, I was a big fan. Yeah, I mean, this movie made $154 million worldwide on a $37 million budget, so it made Warner Brothers a nice payday. But like, I mean, the Sum of All Fears, the Jack Ryan movie, is decent. Like I said, Paycheck is solid. Changing Lanes is pretty decent. Pearl Harbor's okay. Reindeer Games, I haven't seen that movie in forever. Um, Armageddon is great, which we should do a
Oh,
video
yeah.
on the commentary for that.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, they're like, yeah,
he
just
like
like shooting the shit the whole time. Yeah,
he like deliberately is like giving Michael Bay shit and like
yeah,
talking shit about the movie.
yeah,
But like I think Ben Affleck's a pretty intelligent person, and like his I mean him and Matt Damon wrote Good Will Hunting,
yeah,
and Ben Affleck also helped write the screenplay for this movie, and I think I think the writing in this movie. So that this is what stood out to me. There's two things that stood out to me this viewing, and again I've seen it 20 times. Is the writing is awesome in this, the dialogue is great, and
Yeah.
the editing, the pacing and editing in this movie is so perfect, and like there's such great like smash cut sequences where there, like for example, when Ben Affleck asks Claire, Rebecca Hall's character, he asks her out. He's like, "Oh, what's the worst can happen?" And then the FBI storms that one apartment looking for information.
Yeah.
It's like such a great juxtaposition and like edit and smash cut. There's like great sequences like that in this movie, and the pacing is just so good. There is an extended cut of this movie, and it's about 2.5 hours. I've seen it. It's on the Blu-ray. They had like a whole special. Like I bought every fucking edition of this movie on Blu-ray and like and 4K because I loved it so much. But the initial original cut was 4 hours long, which is
Wow.
crazy. And after realizing that's obviously not going to appeal to a broad audience, Ben Affleck cut the film down to 2 hours and 50 minutes in 3 days after realizing, hey, that 4 hour cut's not going to do it. The studio and producers loved it, but they wanted the film to be no longer than 2 hours and 10 minutes. Where are these producers these days?
yeah,
You know? Movies are just too damn long. I don't know if I told you, but I saw The Odyssey,
yeah.
and to me it felt like 4 hours. It's a good movie,
Yeah,
but it
I
felt
bet.
so fucking long.
Yeah.
But we'll save that for another day, and I'll talk to you about it after the episode about what I thought of it. So he cut this movie down to 2 hours and 8 minutes, and then that was his theatrical cut. In the extended cut, because it's based on a book called Prince of Thieves, and the extended cut apparently is more true to the book, which in the extended cut, there's like little scenes added, nothing crazy, and then there's like a whole sequence where after Claire tells him to go to hell and leave because she finds out he's a bank robber and he robbed the bank and held her at gunpoint, he like relapses and goes and does drugs, and there's a sequence of that, and there's like little things that add to it, but I think the cut that it has now, the edit and the pacing is perfect. It's
Yeah.
perfect. It's so well done.
I agree. Yeah, there's like no wasted moments, but also nothing is too rushed. You know, like they do a really, really good job. I love the cuts that they do of like the security camera footage, like during the robberies. That's silent, and like you see the action going on, and then cut back to the actual
Robbery.
robbery. I think that's super cool. I don't know, the way they the way the characters kind of process the situations, which is like part of the writing and editing, is also just spot on. Like the scene in Fenway Park when they're getting ready to leave, and Doug notices that it got like super quiet, and he's kind of walking around like looking, and then Jeremy Renner's character like starts peeking around too, and then sees like the flash of somebody's gear and just starts shooting at him. Like another like really well edited moment and like well paced moment, because like it's very frantic, and then they do a really good job of like slowing it down, making you feel uneasy that like something's wrong, and then it jumps back into a gunfight, you know. Yeah, it's pretty masterful in a lot of ways.
Yeah, agreed. And I think the tension and intensity in this movie is so great. It's all earned, and there's such earned like dialogue in this movie that I was writing down and be like, that's such a great callback, and that's a great callback. We talk about it all the time in other reviews of how we like when writing is, you know, there's something that's set up and then there's that payoff. And this movie has a lot of that, in my opinion. And I'll go through them as I get through my notes. But there's a lot of this movie is in the same vein as a lot of the movies it's kind of emulating and like inspired by. It's inspired by, he said, because even Affleck says this, he's inspired by The Departed, which we've done on the podcast, which is a great movie. Go check that movie out and that review if you can. Heat, which is coming up at the end of this month, which is my all-time favorite movie, which there's actually a scene in the extended cut where Ben Affleck is watching Heat, which is really funny. And Mystic River, and then The Friends of Eddie Coyle, which I've never seen The Friends of Eddie Coyle. He said they're all R-rated movies in the same vein and movies I used as the gold standard of success here. So, and all those you mentioned, which is funny because we just did The Outlaw Josie Wells, directed by Clint Eastwood, and I mentioned, have you ever seen Mystic River, which you have not, which is directed by Eastwood, and is a fantastic movie. You got to watch that movie. It's so good. Maybe we'll do it on here. Maybe we'll do an Eastwood month.
Yeah, there's enough movies for sure to do,
Yeah.
do one.
Have you seen Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima?
No,
You've not seen either of them?
no.
Oh my God, they're amazing.
I haven't seen a lot of his filmography.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly.
We should go through that for sure. But yeah, I mean, the casting is great. Like you said, John Hamm is awesome in this. Titus Welliver as his partner is great. Blake Lively's even fucking great in this, even though she's annoying. But like her accent's good. Jeremy Renner's awesome. What's cool is I read this is, you know, we just did the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, which has Ben Affleck's brother Casey Affleck as Robert Ford, and Jeremy Renner is in it in that movie, and that's how they got connected. Is Casey Affleck recommended Jeremy Renner to his brother Ben to play Coughlin.
Because we talked about how Renner was awesome in that movie too.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's just a psychopath in this movie, and he's so good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this movie also, like, I love when a movie starts off with action. That's like it just. I want something to just suck me into the movie and immerse me right into this world that is created. And this movie does that, where it opens up with Ben Affleck kind of narrating, but also talking to his crew. And then they go right into that bank heist, which starts it off and cascades through the entire movie, which is so great. And it's like, again, it's just, I wrote, the editing is so great in this, and like the pacing. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
It's also reminiscent of the Dark Knight opening as well.
Yes, I read that too. He basically was like, yeah, I wanted to do stuff like that. So, yeah, and then like there's the action scene. We were just kind of talking about it before we even hit record, where you know, whose car are we gonna take? He's like, I'm gonna. What does he say? I'm gonna paraphrase the line. He's like,
I'm gonna ask you to do something. I can't tell you why, but we're gonna go hurt some people.
Yeah,
something like that.
Whose car are we gonna take? Which is a great line. I remember seeing that in theaters and being like, "Fuck yes, let's go!"
Yeah.
Like, that's such a great line. And yeah, and then like you said, the relationship drama with him and Jem, and then Blake Lively's character and the daughter that you don't know if it's his or not. That's really interesting. And like Jem being like, "Hey, I saved your life by killing someone and going to prison for 9 years for you. Like, you're not just gonna walk away from this. Like, I know you want to leave, but it's like, he feels attached to him. He's like, and he calls him his brother the whole time in the movie. Like, this is my my brother. He's not by blood, but he's my brother. Yeah. And I think that's like really cool. It's how that relationship is built and earned in this movie. And I like how Ben Affleck like starts to fall for Claire, Rebecca Hall's character. And there's a cool little scene where they're in the garden of the youth center, and there's a line, and I don't know if you caught this line. It's a nice nod to another movie that Ben Affleck has done, and it's now you know a little bit about my family, but I'm still not showing you my apartment. How bad can it be? Do you know what that's from?
No.
It's from Good Will Hunting. That
Is
line
it?
is
Okay.
straight from Good Will Hunting.
Huh,
and
nice.
Matt Damon says that to blanking on her name, Minnie Driver's character.
Okay.
And yeah, so they stole that straight out of that, which is super cool.
That's funny.
But then there's the scene where the tension that's built of Ben Affleck having this secret relationship with Claire, and the whole intense backstory of, hey, I robbed you, and there's this like tension that's built because of that, and it's like, you know, it's coming that he has to tell her or that she's going to find out, and it's only a matter of when. And then it almost comes to a head when they're eating lunch, and Jeremy Renner, Jem, comes, and there's that tattoo callback of, I could have told the FBI I saw this guy's tattoo, but I didn't. And Ben Affleck tells her, hey, like, if you tell them, they're going to put you in witness security, which is like a cool way to solve the problem, but also like move past it. Mm-hmm. And then that tension of him meeting her and him hiding the tattoo is so awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love that scene.
Yeah. Speaking of callbacks, the callback to his mom's disappearance is also just like absolutely fantastic. Or, you know, in like the same scene in the garden where he's talking to Claire, he, you know, reveals that his mom ran out on him and his dad, you know, when he was young. And then, you know, kind of like blames his dad for it a little bit or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Mentions it, you know, a few more times. Then we find out, you know, near the end that Fergie actually killed her.
Kind of,
yeah. Caused her to kill herself.
Yes.
And, you know, kind of shit talks his dead mom to his face, and then that's what kind of gets, well, that's when Affleck or Doug agrees, you know, to do the heist. And why he comes back later and clips his nuts, but
that whole sequence is a great callback and, you know, payoff, because like you said, with the mom and then him kind of finding out and his reaction to that, his acting is so awesome.
Yeah.
And it pisses him off, and then Pete Postlethwaite, who plays Fergie, is so awesome as like the gangster in this movie, and him being like, oh, now I know where to find you, about, you know, his girlfriend, and he like has that wreath put on his house, and then he's like, all right, now that Claire is in danger, I care about her too much, I'm gonna go do this for him.
yeah.
And then the callback of him clipping his nuts is so great, where he's like, I clipped your daddy's nuts, and then you know, he goes back and, I'm gonna kill you in your own shop. And like, there's just, again, like, what's said is done, and it's so great. It's so great, and it's such, again, it's like, it's payoff, and the only person that doesn't really get a payoff is John Hamm's character.
Yeah.
Because he tells them all, he's like, oh, you're going to rot in federal prison with everyone. And none of them go to prison. They all die. And Doug escapes. And he's the one, Doug is the one that tells Frowley, John Hamm's character, to go fuck himself, which is another great callback. There's 2 great callbacks in that, where it's the go fuck yourself line and the FBI antenna. Because he says where he knows that they're like surveilling him, and it's like when he's being interrogated, he's like, any peewee in town can spot an FBI and your rear antenna, and that's where he puts the note. And it's like, be slicker than a 6-year-old. It's like clearly they are professionals and they know what they're doing, and it's like, John Hamm's obviously great at what he does, but there's his little like. He
does get a little consolation because he passes that note to the lawyer as he's walking by. It says, this is for you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great.
Which is funny. But, I mean, I think, Ham's character in, like, some ways is kind of the villain of the movie. Like, in like, structure, at least. Like, he's the one that's constantly lurking, like right around the corner, about to catch them. And like he starts to kind of teeter on the edge of, not playing by the rules, as well. And like his kind of rising, frustration with things is conveyed so well, I think. I do like. They probably dive into it more in the extended cut, but I do like how, what's the other guy? Titus
Welliver.
Welliver's character.
Dino.
Yeah. Is, there's in the interrogation scene, Doug calls him like, a tattletale or a rat, basically. That he used to live in the neighborhood and kind of sold out to become a cop, and rat everybody out. So I thought that was an awesome little like world building tidbit, and why like they, have such like disdain for each other. I thought that was a cool little, character point. Yeah,
agreed. And it's funny you say that, like John Hamm's kind of the antagonist of the movie, and that's like this movie. I remember watching it being like, man, I don't want Ben Affleck to die, but I feel like he's going to die in this movie. I think I even told you that, like, in 2010 when we saw it. Like, I was like, man, like, he better not die, like, because he's so good. And that's what's cool about this.
It's obvious that Runner's going to bite the dust, like, from, like, the very beginning. Like, that he will not go quietly.
Yes.
So then, the real question is Affleck going to go to?
And what's funny is in the initial, they did a cut where after there's like there were two to three alternate endings, and one is where when he's going up against Fergie, he does get shot, and he was supposed to get shot and be like mortally wounded and die that way, and die in Claire's arms, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I thought he was going to die the whole time, and I was like, that's when you're rooting for a character that's technically, like, he walks the fine line of, like, I'm a good guy, but I'm also a bad guy. And I think they do a great job of setting that up, like him being sober and him wanting to get out clean. Like, he's a great anti-hero. And
well, even the other 2 guys in the crew kind of flinch at Runner's like antics, like when he takes Claire hostage, when they're meeting at the hockey rink, after that heist, they're like, so what are we taking hostages now too? Like, what's going on? And like, it's obvious that like none of them are there to like really hurt anybody. They just want the money and they want to get out, except for Runner.
Yeah. And that brings me to like the North End robbery, where they're dressed as nuns. That whole sequence is fucking amazing and directed
so
impeccably. And like that you sent me when we were watching the movie, You sent me the gif of the the nun going by in the car when the kid sees the nun, which is great. That's intense, and like what's cool is again there's another great payoff with that where Ben Affleck's like, we're not ready for this one because you got G.I. Joe that tucks his fucking pants into his fucking combat boots, and like that pays off really well because he takes Ben Affleck hostage, but then Jeremy Renner just lights him up.
Well, and also there's another callback to that when they say that his dad is the reason why all the armored cars have the policy of never leaving the cabin no matter what, but that guy leaves the cabin because he's G.I. Joe,
Yeah,
so like
that's a great point. Great point. I forgot about that. That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, it's just, and then like the chase scene is great, and them switching the cars is intense. It's like when he throws the lighter, you think the lighter's going to go out the window and miss it, which I thought in the theater when I saw it, I was like, no way, like this is insane. And then they take that Jeep, and Glones is like, now that's how you drive a fucking car, which is a great line. Again, it's just so great, so well done. What's funny is I usually give this, like I look back at my reviews, I gave this movie a 4.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. This time I gave it a 5. I'm like, this movie's so fucking sick. I had a much more appreciation watching it this time, and I gotta look at this. I gotta see when I watched it last because I'd watched it pretty recently.
But while you're looking it up, the other part of that sequence that's absolutely two parts. One, they're trying to beat the
bridge,
or the closing of the bridge, which we talk about stakes all the time, and like that really, I mean, like police chase, like stakes are pretty high, but then like shutting off their only way out really bumps it up and ratchets the tension. So awesome writing there. And then the scene where they're getting out of the car and there's a cop just like sitting there staring at them, and he just looks away.
Looks the other way.
Is another awesome scene.
And
there was actually an interview with Damon and Affleck on Joe Rogan a month or two ago.
Great episode. I watched that.
And Affleck actually said that like they got that story from somebody in federal prison.
Yeah.
That they were like, oh, we gotta fucking use that. 'Cause it's super cool.
Very cool. Very cool. So I watched this 2 years ago, almost to the day.
Okay.
Let me see. I watched it August 10th of 2024. So that was the last time I watched it.
In the middle of season 1 of Movie Matters?
Yeah. I probably just felt like watching it one night.
Probably.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember if we ever sat down to record and you were like, oh, I just watched The Town. Probably
maybe.
happened.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's a movie I watch frequently. Like I said, it's great. It's great. Again, I like, and then like the Red Sox robbery is great. But again, it's like the writing is so good because my mind's going all over the place right now because I'm thinking about all of it. How you have the reluctant hero type story where again he kind of doesn't want to do the thing, he just wants to go away with Claire, and then he gets pulled in because she's in danger, and it's that reluctant hero where he's like, all right, I have to do, like he's forced to do this. And that's a really cool, like, compelling narrative that I always like. And then, like, the whole sequence of them robbing and robbing the Red Sox and, like, going into cop uniforms and then going into EMT uniforms and back to cop.
The scene where they are moving towards the cash room and there's, like, all the security guards and employees, I thought was awesome because they aren't using brute force like they do in every other robbery we see in the movie, and we see them use like social engineering skills to get them to like peacefully give up, which I thought was awesome because it just shows like how good these guys are at robbing people. Like
Yeah.
they're not just smash and grab. Like they're
Violent
actually like
criminals,
very really good. And professional.
Be smart about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Be smart about it and boot it. It's a line. That's a line. Boston accents.
Yeah,
man.
and then Runner's big
Crescendo.
shootout scene is absolutely amazing. I love like we talked about tension a lot, but like that scene is like unbelievable tension building too. I mean, he's like running through the street, shooting backwards at at, like massive like group of cops that are like amassing, right behind him. He dives behind the mailbox after getting shot in the leg. Then he like reaches down to like drink a Coke that's like on the ground, and like the whole time you're just like waiting for him to get shot again, because like he doesn't have all that much cover. And then, you see him start prepping for the final showdown.
Yeah, because he's not going to get out of this. And again, there's another callback where he's prepping his guns, and Ben Affleck's like, hey, maybe it's your turn to step away after this, too. And Jeremy Renner's like, what, I'm going to go to fucking Margaritaville and drink half a yacht and fall off fucking bar stools? And he's like, nah, if we get jammed up, I'm holding court in the street. And like when that does happen, it's another payoff. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, he's going to die. You just know.
Yeah.
Because it's said before, and you just know the sequence. Like, he's not going to jail again. And like, I think that's a great sense of writing. It's just a great payoff again, even though we like him. Another great payoff is there's when he is on a date with when Doug is on a date with Claire. He's like, hey, can we go into your bedroom? My bus driver lives right there, and he can see right into your apartment. And that also pays off. That small little line pays off because he takes the bus to escape at the end to get away. And he's using his uncle's like bus route and pass and everything.
And that's also where he surveils the apartment when he calls her.
Oh, his apartment. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah, because that's like same sequence. I love that.
Which also another great smash cut moment when he's on the phone with her and he's like, "Are you alone?" And it cuts to her surrounded by FBI guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if there are police there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another great callback is again when he is kind of finally opening up to Claire, talking about his mother, and he's like, my aunt had I think it's his aunt, he says, my aunt had a restaurant in Tangerine, Florida.
Yeah.
And there's a great, because he's like, I think I'm going to go there. And then at the end, when he leaves her money, she checks under it, and there's a tangerine, an orange tangerine. Yeah. And I think that's a great callback. It's also like a nod to be like, hey, if you ever want to come and find me, that where I'm at, and you'll find me, which I love. And it's also because she kind of forgives him in the end, which is great, which is kind of crazy.
Well, which is also a callback.
Yes. The Sunny Days callback? Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, this movie is just, there's so many good payoffs. Like, it's insane. Like, I like to read, like the whole Wikipedia article after we watch a movie just to see if there's any, like things, to like pick up that I may have missed or whatever. But I do like to read the reception, section and see what like, critics said and stuff. And, one of the negative reviews of this movie was complaining that it was very cliched, which I think there are a lot of like heist movie cliches in this movie. However, I think it nails them like perfectly, like it doesn't feel like it's a copy of Heat or a copy of anything else. Like it
Agreed.
feels very original. It still feels like it feels more like a nice homage to heist movies that came before it, while also still being very original and engaging. And I think the writing is like the primary driver of that. Like I think it's just so well crafted. Like all of the payoffs, all of the killer lines, like all that stuff, I think really contributes to making this movie just like thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah, agreed. This side or the other. Another good one.
Yeah,
It's a great movie. Yeah, I love this movie. It proves that Ben Affleck is a competent director and a good actor. You mentioned that you've seen Argo. I think Argo's great.
Yeah.
Did you see his other directorial movie? He's made a couple of them. Live by Night. Did you ever see that?
no.
I didn't like it. It's not very good.
Is it a gambling movie?
It's like a Prohibition era movie where he plays a gangster.
Yeah. No, I never saw that.
It's not that good. Then he made a movie. He made the Michael Jordan Nike Air Jordan shoes movie, Air. Did you ever see that?
Okay. No.
Solid. Super solid. And that's about it so far. I know he's got some other movies coming up. He's doing Witness for the Prosecution, which we've done. So I'm curious to see when that comes out.
I feel like that's the kind of movie that he's like really good at.
Oh yeah.
Like this, Argo, Gone Baby Gone, hopefully Witness for the Prosecution, but like they're very like intense and like drama heavy,
Yeah.
but have also some like other element to them. Like Gone Baby Gone is very like I don't want to call it like a police procedural. I feel like it's a little degrading, but
I know what you mean.
Like Argo is like a period piece thriller, an espionage,
Great
and
movie.
the town is a heist movie,
Yeah.
with all the personal drama, like that, like Witness for the Prosecution. I feel like legal drama with a lot of character interpersonal like character drama, so I think that will work well for him.
I wonder when it's going to come out, because it was announced in like 2016 that he was going to make
really?
Witness for the Prosecution. I just Googled it real quick. I wonder when. Is it coming out? I don't know. Let's see what it says. No recent production updates, so who knows if it's if and when it's going to be made. But yeah, I love this movie. It is. I mean, I had the poster of it in my room, So this was one of this like 2010 again is when like 2008 to like 2014, 2015 is when there were just bangers of movies, and it was like so perfect for our age, like college, like high school, college, Inception, Mad Max Fury Road,
I mean, I think we
Casino
were
Royale.
going to the movie like once or twice a month, like
Yeah.
in college, like, and even high school, we were seeing a lot of movies together. So
this movie had a lot of influence on me, and it's one of my favorite movies. Definitely deserving of a 5 out of 5 for me. But yeah, I'm excited for this month. This is a great movie to start off with, and I'm excited for the next two because they're two I have not seen. We're going to do The Italian Job, the original from 1969 with Michael Caine, which I'm super excited for, which I think after I might try and watch watch it and then watch the remake right after, maybe, or maybe I'll leave. We'll see. I'll give it some breathing room, maybe. And then we got the Getaway, Wrath of Man, and Heat, which I'm so stoked for you to watch Wrath of Man because you've never seen it, and I've like harped on you that like this is a movie you need to watch. I hope you like it because it's a movie I'll get into it when we watch it and review it because it's one of my favorite underrated movies, period. Like, I love it. But yeah, I'm excited for this month. I cannot wait. I love heist movies. There's so many more we could do, but these are ones we wanted to do. Some we hadn't seen, and I wanted to do the one Jake hadn't seen with Wrath of Man, and then I wanted to do my all-time favorite movie that is the best heist movie, Heat. And I'm so super excited. So
I would challenge you with Ocean's 11, but
I literally was just talking about that with my wife yesterday. We were looking at what to watch, and I was like, "Have you seen Ocean's 11?" She's like, "I don't know. I think I've seen Ocean's 12." I'm like,
turn it on.
I was like, "What the fuck?" Like Ocean's 12 is like the worst one, even though it's pretty decent. I rewatched it recently.
But yeah, it's not nearly as good as 12, and 13 is actually pretty good.
Yeah, 11 is incredible. It's so good. So I'm gonna watch that. I bought the trilogy on 4K, but
nice.
I've packed up all my 4Ks. They're in storage, unfortunately. But I'm absolutely 100% down to watch that movie anytime because it's great. So yeah, great heist movie.
No, let's bump Heat and do Ocean's 11.
You shut your mouth. No, if anything, we bump the Getaway. We could.
I want to watch new movies.
Me too. All right, you heard it here, people. We're sticking with the Getaway. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch you next week with the Italian Job, the 1969 version. Watch it, and then come listen to our review. Leave us a comment, leave us a like, subscribe. We appreciate it, and hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yep, we'll see you.
Have a good one.